welcome back to my channel. So today I want to try out one of my eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection that I purchased not too long ago, and this palette is the Pinky Rose Center Stage eyeshadow palette. So this is the palette I'm going to be using today to create a look, and this palette is very pretty, very nice. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Of course there is a plastic covering in this palette. This is what the cover looks like, and let me go ahead and show you what the inside looks like. There is a mirror in this palette, and these are the colors that are in this palette. As you can see, they're very pretty, and there are, okay, there we go. There are some nice, beautiful, kind of glittery type shadows in here as well. So these are the colors on this palette. Very pretty. It's not anything too bold or bright, but something you can do a nice kind of sultry look with, or even just like a date night look, or even everyday go to work look. You can use this palette for. So I'm going to try and create a nice simple look with this palette today. So what I want to do is go ahead and start off, of course, by doing something with these eyebrows. You guys, don't come for me in the comments, because I know that I need to have them cleaned up. They are really bad. There's hair all over the place, but I'm not gonna pluck them because I'm going to get them done. And so I'm just going to use my LA Girl Slim Shady eyebrow pencil to kind of fill in the natural shape of my eyebrows and see if I can clean them up with some concealer as well. So let's see if we can get these looking at least somewhat decent. It's funny because I really want my eyebrows to grow in, but when they do, they look really crazy when they need to be kind of cleaned up and shaped up. So okay guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and take some of my Makeup Revolution concealer and just try and clean them up a little bit more. Grab my brushes. Okay you guys, so now that my eyebrows are halfway decent, I'm going to go in with my ColourPop. No, you know what? I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal to set my eyelid today. And so I'm just going to use my usual Warm Honey to go ahead and prep my eyelids for this look today. And on top of that, I'm going to use some of my e.l.f. HD powder just to kind of set that concealer before it starts to crease. So putting the concealer on your eyelids and setting it just kind of helps your eyeshadow to stick to your eyelid better. It kind of cancels out the darkness on your eyelid, and it also helps your shadows to blend a bit more nicely when it has a nice, even, smooth surface to kind of sew. That's why I am prepping my eyelids. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on my corners so that I can create a nice, precise look today. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and just jump right into this palette. I'm kind of excited about it. Have no idea what I'm going to do, but I am excited nonetheless. So, let's go ahead and take a look. I think I'm going to start out with this shade Flash. So I'm going to go into this shade here, and it's kind of like, it looks like a nice soft tan shade. So I'm going to go into this shade here. It just kind of looks like a nice soft tan shade. It's actually a really pretty transition shade because it's coming off like it's pretty much very close to my skin tone. So this is actually going to be a very nice transition shade for me to use today. So the shadow is nice and soft. It's blending out very nicely. There's a little bit of kick up in the palette. Not much at all though, just a very small amount. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to, so yeah, I'm gonna take this pretty burgundy type shade, and it's called Havana. So I'm gonna go ahead and just place that right below that first shade that we just used. Very pretty. It's coming off super nice. You never really know kind of how the pigment is going to be when you actually go in on your eye, because with there being so many different beautiful shades of women and skin tones and different types of bases and eyeshadow primers, you know, colors can come off a lot different varying from one person to the next. So I like to go in and just kind of see, you know, on my brown skin tone how colors are going to come off. And you know, I also like to watch other nationalities use the same palette just to kind of see how bright the color is on them. So far I'm really liking it. It's very nice. It's going on nice and smooth. It's not patchy. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back in with the brush that I used for the first shade, and I just kind of want to blend out the upper portion of my eyelid just a little bit so it's a smoother transition. Okay, so now let's go ahead and dive into one of these deeper shades, and I'm really kind of drawn to this color here, Basic, which looks like a nice deep, kind of like a warm brown, but it has a little bit of a plum shift in it too. So let's go ahead and use that, and I'm going to place that, I believe, in the outer and inner corners of my eyes, because I do want to do, I'm going to try and do a halo type look today. I did just kind of gently build up until I got it to look the way that I wanted it to look, because I didn't want it to be too bold and too crazy in the inner and outer corners with bringing it over into the crease. So I am kind of taking my time to really just kind of slowly build that shade up. But it's a very pretty plum type shade. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade Public, which is kind of like a satin shade. It looks like a kind of lavender type satin shade here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and place that on the outer. It's too hard to explain, y'all. I'm just gonna do it. And I'm not going to wet my brush starting out, because I do want to just see how it's going to look. So I'm just placing it on the outer areas of that empty space or empty area that I left on my lid. And it's actually coming off fairly nicely without me wetting my brush. Okay, so that's good enough for right now. Next, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I really want to use one of these really pretty glittery type shades. So I think I'm going to go into this color here, Scandal, which is this color here. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to use a little bit of glitter glue though on that and see if that kind of helps it to stick. So I'm just taking my e.l.f. glitter primer. Actually, it's not glue, it's glitter primer. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this in the center of my lid. Just to help that glitter adhere a little bit. I have a stray eyeshadow brush here. Okay. So So I'm just placing that glitter right on the center where I put that primer. So that glitter shadow, it really overpowered the other shadow that I put on the outer portions of this halo eye. And this is like really chunky glitter. It's not like that really small fine glitter. This is actually like actual chunky glitter in this palette. Okay, so since I'm not really in the mood to look like a disco ball, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this plum type shade basic right here, and I'm going to deepen out around the crease area and just kind of around where I added that glitter, just to kind of help it blend in a little bit better. I don't know how I'm feeling about this, you guys. It's like I didn't want to do a like super duper glittery look, but looks like that's what this is turning into. So now I'm just adding it a little bit more into the inner crease because I don't like how the halo eye is looking or coming out with all this glitter. So we about to just bling this whole look out. And I always try to be very cautious when I'm using glitter because there's nothing worse than getting glitter in your eye. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and deepen up the outer corner with, oh shoot, there's no black in here. I need a black, I need a black. Okay, so that's one thing I don't really like about this palette, that there's no black in there. So let me grab a palette with black in it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my Kat Von D Divine palette because there is a black in here. So I'm going to use this black shade, which is called Hard Magic. This black shade here, and I'm just going to deepen my outer corners a little bit. It's so funny, I started out this video saying, oh, you can use this palette just, you know, for everyday, simple, you know, not too flashy looks, and look what I did. Ain't nobody wearing this to work, girl. But they put glitter in there, so I may as well test it out, right? Okay, and so now I'm actually going to go back in to this Havana shade and just kind of blend out all of those colors that I added in that crease area and kind of make sure they're nicely blended with that black. Well, this look got real bold, crazy, glittery real fast. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna go ahead and take some black liquid eyeliner, my Wet n Wild liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to line my eyes. But first I'm going to go ahead and remove this tape. I always tell myself, oh, you need to use your gel eyeliner, you need to use your gel eyeliner. And then what do I reach for? My liquid. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Rimmel, and this is the Lash Accelerator Mascara, and this stuff is actually supposed to help your lashes to grow. I just like the way that it applies. The wand is nice. It's like the teeth are very thin, like not too full and bushy, so I like how it kind of separates my lashes as it adds the mascara. I ran out of my favorite Tartiest mascara, so I have to pick up some more. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of my face with foundation and concealer and everything, and then I will come back, finish the lower part of my eyes, and then we'll talk about this eyeshadow palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I finished the rest of my face. I did my foundation, and today I used my L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is in the color Cocoa C8. So I did use this, which is a foundation I never used, so I wanted to kind of try it out today and see how I like it. So we'll see how it fares today, but just initially, it's not too bad. I also used my ColourPop concealer. Of course, I used my Juvia's Place blush and highlight. So the blush is a little bold today, or deep, because I did use the Saharan Volume 1 blush palette from Juvia's Place and a highlighter in there on my face, and to kind of add a little pop to my brow bone and my inner eye, the inner area of my eye, okay? And for my lips, I used my Wet n Wild Catsuit, and this is in the color Video Vixen. So that's what I have on my lips, and that's basically the rest of my face, I think. But let's get back to this eyeshadow palette. I did smoke out my lower lash line with this really pretty Havana. It's like a cranberry shade. So I did smoke out my lower lash line, added a little black eyeliner, a little mascara, and I was pretty much done with my eyes. So the things that I really like about this palette, I love the color range in this palette. It's not the usual color range for me. I do kind of love my blues and purples and stuff like that, but this is a very nice palette to kind of have a nice warm kind of burgundy or plum toned eye look. Is perfect for that. You can do something nice and simple. You can also do something bold. As you see, I went ahead and added some glitter. I was trying to just do a halo, but it got out of hand and turned into like a semi glitter cut crease on my lid. But nonetheless, I do really like how it came out. The shadows blended out very nicely. I didn't have any issues with pigment. The pigment came out very nice. And I would say to use the glitters, definitely use a glitter primer or glitter glue just to kind of help it to adhere to your lids, because these glitters are a bit chunky. They're actually like real true glitter, not just like a shimmer shadow. There are some shimmer shadows in this palette. Let me see if I can get it to focus. As you can see, this shade here, this shade, what else? This shade here is a nice kind of satin shimmer shade, but these two are glitter. So they're very, very pretty. I like them a lot. I don't really have any negatives about this palette. I paid $24.99 for it, so I definitely feel like it is worth the price. There are, what, 14 shades in here, so you can't beat that. And you do get a mirror as well, so it's very nice for travel. I like this palette. I like the pigment, I like the way that the shadows performed, and I do like having glitters in my palette to play around with. So the one negative that I don't like about this palette, I would say, is that it doesn't have a black in here. I wish it had a black so I didn't have to grab another palette to kind of add that black to my outer corner. But there is a deep kind of cocoa. It's not that dark, but there is a cocoa shade in here, just in case that's something that's dark enough for you to use. So all in all, my initial thoughts on this palette is that I like it. I do think it's worth the coin. I got mine at Planet Beauty. They do have a website for Pinky Rose, so you can pick this up on their website as well. But I do like this palette. So I do appreciate you guys watching my video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I do have some other videos that I'm working on right now. One of which is just kind of a video where I want to share with you my beauty finds or beauty products that I either received or got or purchased for the month of June, and I want to go ahead and test all of those out for the month of July to give you my thoughts on them. So look out for that video because it's coming very, very soon. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me test out this Pinky Rose Center Stage palette, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!